this year, the official crowning of Vibes Cartel as King of Dancehall is going to be happening. What sort of impact do you expect this move to have on the wider dancehall community? And also the raging debate about who is the King of Dancehall?
There's still a debate?
There is.
I didn't know that. I thought that it's cartel time once again.
Hi and welcome to a special star feature in which we'll be discussing everything Sumfest with the Sumfest boss himself, Mr. Joe Bogdanovich. Hi Joe, thank you so much for accommodating us in your space today.
Good morning, it's good to be here. I haven't seen you in a while.
I haven't seen you in a while too, but
Yeah.
this is the time for it, right?
Well, this is definitely, it's down to the countdown now. We have, a few weeks to go and we're ready.
All right. How are you feeling going into Sumfest 2025? Let's start there.
Well, I feel good. I feel like we've got it all together. We're just waiting for 3 weeks to come, and we're all have a really tight unit, and we're all in order, and it's a nice feeling to have as opposed to running around like with chickens with your heads cut off. We're cool. We're ready. Okay. Yeah, man.
All right. And what's your vision for this year's staging?
Well, sometimes the vision never changes. This time around, we continue to just elevate the bar, raise things up in a way that you haven't been touched before. And the experience, it's all about experience. It's really about unity through music when you really get down to it. And this is a festival, 7 days of entertainment. It's going to be exciting because we have a great lineup. We have great pre-events. They're really unmissable pre-events. And we're working hard to give a lot of dynamics for each and every one to enjoy. And we just keep getting better. It gets easier to do. It's always a lot of excitement, and we're ready for Murphy because Murphy's Law is, he's a big guy. So we try to be ready for everything.
Okay. And on that note, how does this reflect, where the festival is heading this year?
Our preparation?
Yeah.
Well, it's heading to a big audience. People are coming. We're advertising in the Bahamas, and they're giving tickets and rides to get here, airline tickets. And the ads are great. It's really exciting. People are excited about Jamaica. When you look at the Caribbean is it's got a lot of countries here, island countries, and Jamaica is right there on the top.
Yeah.
And that's what I've learned on this current journey by talking to a lot of different people in different islands, and how much respect they have for Jamaica and for Reggae Sumfest.
Yeah. One of the biggest talking points is that this year, the official crowning of Vibes Cartel as King of Dancehall is going to be happening. Why now?
Well, we crowned the Queen, so that's important. And he is doing so well. A lot of people were very nervous about him and coming out, and would he be ready, and would he be strong enough, and all of that. And he just keeps going on, and everywhere he goes, there's just more love and harmony that accompanies his whole style. And I think this year it won't be anything like it was at the Freedom Street show. This is a festival, a real festival. It's not something that's called a festival, it's the real deal. And he is very well prepared. And with him, and I tell people, I say, you can't try to even figure the guy out. It's just going to be all positive. It's going to be really good. You're going to love it. Be there, don't be late. See you at Sumfest.
Okay. What sort of impact do you expect this move to have on the wider dancehall community? And also the raging debate about who is the King of Dancehall?
There's still a debate?
There is.
I didn't know that. I thought that it's cartel time once again. And my mind in terms of this crowning is, I just got the pictures of what to choose for the crown. And I had 3 pictures, and all of them are great. And I asked a few people what they thought, and they said, well, get all 3. I go, why? He says, well, you just never know, you know, and it's got to be the right one, and let the crown speak for itself. And I'm going to do that today. Yeah.
Okay. So do you think there will be any impact going forward on the dancehall community where this is concerned?
Not really. You know, the thing is, kings come and go.
Yeah.
If you're a student of history and you look at like the Egyptians and what they did, or the Greeks, but when you look at Egypt, I think it was King Tut was one of those guys you learned in high school, and he was a big guy, and he was a king. And there's a bunch of them, you know, that they come and go. And that's the way it is. You know, you're king for a little while, and then you're doing something else. Maybe you're gone. You're in another world. I don't know.
How did you go about curating this year's artist roster?
Well, with a lot of love and care, and a lot of thought and time passing and thinking, and you know, getting the headliners was something. The first one, of course, Vibes Cartel, was signed a long time ago. That was easy. And it took a little while to curate the lineup for him also. And we're trying to make this thing not go into the darkness. You know, you want to stay light, stay bright, keep the energy, and for the audience, for the artists. And really, it's going to lift up. Our vision is really to really elevate everybody and to get a real understanding about unity and how to work with one another, including the sponsors, including the press, including the artists that come late all the time. We got to stop this late thing. We got to get on time so we can compete with the best in the world. And what we do at Reggae Sumfest is we're right up there in our production. We're as good as they come.
That's true.
And we spend a lot of effort and time, and it's just not money. It's you got to know what you're doing. You need people that know what they're doing, and we bring people from the outside in, and we give our locals here a lot of opportunity to elevate themselves. And you know, so it's just a lot of good vibes in the production. We do it with good vibes.
Are there any performances that you're personally looking forward to witness?
Yeah.
Who is that?
Do you want me to go through the list?
Oh, there's a lot.
Yeah, there's a lot to talk about. You know, I think that the pre-events is something that it's something for everybody and something for every different individuals. Yeah. And I think that when you see, we added something new this year, which is called the Global Fete. Yeah. And that's one was featuring with, you know, rising superstar Molly from Africa. And then there's a soca heartthrob, young Bretta, who's a young one that's coming up, and well, the ladies like him. You know who he is, right? Yeah, okay. And Marcy Chen will be there. Plus, don't forget the Clash, because the Clash is still with us on Thursday, and that's going to be with Tony Matterhorn and Bad Gal Marie. And this is the highest ticket selling so far of all the pre-events. So I think it's going to be big.
That's a Clash?
Yeah, for the Global Fete, including the Clash. You know, we're trying to give them something more, something extra, and we want to make sure that you don't miss this one because we know how to party.
Don't you know?
Yeah, okay, so that's that, yeah.
In terms of the performances, though, are you personally looking to witness any artists?
Oh, you know, we have a surprise. We have a lot of surprises. You know, Skang is going to bring a very special guest. I wonder who.
I'm not wondering.
So it's a special guest that you probably can't guess. Tony is coming, but we all know about that. And I'm certainly looking to bring Tony in for sure. And we're giving a lot of time for her. And she's really special. She did study with that gentleman that was there last year, Babyface. And she made a lot of hits with Babyface. So she comes from a background of perfection, and everybody loves her here in Jamaica, and she's looking forward to it. But even more than that, I'm looking for this. We're doing a special that honoring the legends, the living legends, the legends, I should say. And Taurus Riley is bringing this on in his set, and I think he's going to really knock everybody out with his whole. We haven't seen him in a long time, and but this is something that is kind of cool. You know, we're doing a tribute with Jimmy Riley and Coca T, and Dennis Brown and Gregory Isaacs, to name a few. And those are big acts, and a lot of love there for that kind of reggae music. We really want to make sure that everybody, the reggae lovers there, Friday night's almost sold out already. And so we're focusing in now on Saturday that's doing well.
Okay.
So, but this one is something I'm looking forward to, because when they did something with Gregory, with Isaacs, when they did something with him in New York a few weeks ago, in London, I should say, it just knocked everybody out, and they increased it to like 3 different shows, sold out every one of them. And we forget about just how good these giants were, these legends. And their music is timeless, and we're going to end it with that on Saturday night. And we're also going to let everybody know, we're going to be publishing the times that the artists are playing, so everyone will know when they're there. So be there early, be there on time. If you don't get there early, you might not find a space. You might be behind some big person or something. You know, you want to get there and, you know, and enjoy your night.
Okay.